Best of luck. Our next guest started her career as a psychiatric nurse, made a detour into comedy, is a novelist, has won a BAFTA for her series Getting On.
Jo Brand may best be known for her comedy roles, but did you know that she likes nothing more than swimming in Britain's choppy seas? In fact, she's made a whole series about our relationship with water, from wild lakes to smelly sewers.
It looks great, but it's interesting because I'm sure you've said that you don't like heights and you don't like dark places. So at the beginning of the clip you were jumping off a diving board, and halfway through you were down in the dark of a sewer.
I know. Well, what happened was we started filming in February and I saw Paul McKenna coming towards me, and then I woke up in July. So, no. Well, I agreed to some things, and then other things I had to be beaten with a stick to do.
What did you initially agree to, then?
Well, it was originally all going to be about swimming, me doing nice old lady menopausal breaststroke in a nice heated pool. And then it changed. And
then it changed quite drastically, and you went via the sewers.
Yes, indeed.
That's the one for me, and we were talking in the dressing room, and I was like, that's the one I know I couldn't do. I mean, just because
I think you could. I think you could.
Why?
Well, we're saying
not only could she, you should.
Yeah.
And actually, I think I can see you in all the gear.
No. Does it smell?
It smells horrible.
So it is.
But you get used to it, though, don't you?
No, but that's the thing. I thought you got used to it, but with me, I thought, oh, it's not that bad. And then progressively, over 2 hours, it got really bad.
Well, I did a documentary that entailed going into the sewers in Vienna, and that was where they shot the Third Man, the movie The Third Man. And the architecture was breathtaking. It was stunning, but all tucked away underneath. Now, maybe Viennese poo smells better than London.
I think it must do.
Yeah, because this looks slightly less impressive, but it's only, you know, feet away from people, men with briefcases.
I know, it's amazing.
And the one thing you said no to was swimming across Loch Ness.
Yeah, I said no to a few things. That was one, because I didn't want to get eaten.
By the Loch Ness Monster?
Or eat it, because I'd had my dinner. I also said no to something called tombstoning, which is just jumping blindly off a cliff into the sea.
Yes,
which might have been a good laugh for my family, but not for me. That just looked too scary.
But also terribly dangerous
as
well.
Oh, very dangerous.
Well, when you were because we'll talk about your swimming, it's not just something you've done for the telly, because you have been doing it for years, but when you were a psychiatric nurse, didn't you take the residents in your care out swimming one day?
Well, I did. I was actually working in a residential place for adults with learning disability, and I was asked to take them swimming and show them how to dive. And I was quite cocky, because I was a good diver when I was a kid. So I went, right, everyone, watch this, straight in the shallow end. And I didn't realise, and my face hit the bottom and my teeth went right through my face there.
My goodness.
And I came up out of the water just surrounded by blood, as if I'd had my torso bitten off by a shark. But God bless them, they thought that was how you were supposed to do it, so they all clapped me. As my face was coming off.
So when we said that you said you were a diver as a kid and very good at it, this is something that when you moved to Hastings when you were very young, you went into the sea regularly, winter,
all the time, yes. At night, during the day, drunk, sober, the lot, you know.
And you've brought in your swimming costume here, and this is a specially made one for you, isn't it?
Well, they let me design it because, you know, I think when you get to my age, you don't particularly want one of those very high cut ones. So this is it. Yeah, look at it. It's like a coat. It's brilliant. And it covers up all the unpleasant bits, apart from my face, obviously. There we are.
It's pretty fabulous.
It was great, actually.
It looks like you ought to be walking out the back of one of the bathing carriages on the beach.
Yes, I noticed you didn't say bathing bell there, Philip, very wisely.
You are well, as we'll see in this mud clip, what a bathing bell you actually are.
I can't believe you did this.
Let's have a look at this.
I'm miles ahead of you.
Come on, Joe!
How are you doing, Sean?
Fine, I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, I've given up any chance now of glory. But, I'm a bit worried about Jo. She hasn't moved in about 5 minutes.
Sure, you go ahead.
Is that your captain up?
Yeah, I might be some time, as they say.
Why? Why do people do that?
I think because I didn't really know much about it, and I thought the mud was going to be like that, and it would just be kind of daintily tripping through it, but it's really deep.
I made the mistake there by saying, so it was the idea that you sort of have to army crawl through it. And you said, no, you're meant to run.
You
But
are
obviously-
meant to run. The people at the front kind of trip through it and do it in about 3 or 4 minutes, whereas all the old lags up the back, within seconds you're stuck in it, and there's a load of blokes in waders with lassos. In a very dignified way, they go, ride 'em, cowboy, get a lasso
Hooking
round
you
you.
out.
Oh, I know.
Well, the whitewater rafting you didn't think you'd like, but you did.
I loved that, yeah.
And the fishing off Lowestoft on the fishing boat you thought you might like, but you didn't.
I didn't like that, no. 4 hours on a boat on very choppy seas
Yeah.
for 4 hours.
Not great.
Yeah, horrible.
We also should point out and say congratulations, well done for the BAFTA.
Thank you very much.
Yes, fantastic. Well
So
done.
are you writing another series? Or are you?
We are, yes. We're writing another series of Getting On, which we're really, really pleased about, so...
Fantastic critical acclaim.
I know.
And the viewers love it. Praise from the NHS as well. What have they said? The people who work
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
business.
all the nurses that I know love it, you know, because it's something that they can identify with. I mean, a lot of hospital shows are very glamorous, and obviously I've never got in one of those. So we wanted to do a kind of drudgy, this is how a real day is kind of show.
And the pressure on this one after the success of the last series?
I'm very emotionally blunted as a person, so I don't worry about that sort of thing.
Quite right.
Well, there's always a worry when you look at something like Ricky Gervais, who finished The Office when we're all baying for more. We want more, we want more, and then you've got Fawlty Towers. Then he made 12 Fawlty Towers.
Absolutely.
Things like that. So there is a pressure to get it right for the right amount of time, isn't there?
Oh, there really is a big pressure on you, but, you know, we've got lots of great ideas, and, of course, there's loads going on in the NHS at the moment, so we'll be grabbing all that and using it, so...
Well, what you're here to talk about is Jo Brand's Big Splash. It's tonight. It's at 9 on Dave. Another series in this, do you think? Somewhere else that you'd like to go?
I'd like to do Jo Brand's Big Lie Down, but they're kind of not very keen on that. I'm trying to persuade them.
It's lovely to see you. Thank you
Really
for coming
nice to
in.
see
You
you.
too,
Thank you
pleasure.
very much. Thank you.
Right, well, what have we got on tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow with Eamon and Ruth, the idiot abroad that is Carl Pilkington pops
What's he
in.
called?
Pilkington. It's the end of my week.
It is the end of your week. Yeah. Well, it's time for lunch, isn't it? Also, the young star of DCI Banks, Andrea Lowe, is also here as well. That's at 10:30 with Eamon and Ruth. We'll see you
Have
on
a
Monday.
lovely
Bye.
week. Bye-bye.
Oh, love.